Hi everyone, my name is Jebamani Anthony. The title of my presentation is Does Writing Anxiety Change Over Time? The Use of Q Methodology. This presentation is given at the National and International Conference organized by the Faculty of Liberal Arts, Somerset University on July 26, 27. The abstract of my paper, foreign language anxiety in writing has been reported as state, trait, and situation specific. However, how it changed over time has not been investigated using Q sorting activity among undergraduate students in an international university in Thailand. In the study, a survey questionnaire was distributed to know the writing anxiety level of students and anxiety level differences based on nationality and locality. Afterward, a sample population based on their writing anxiety level was purposely chosen to attend to two sorting activities of statements regarding their writing anxiety moments in class. Then, an individual semi-structured interview was conducted. Descriptive results from the survey have shown that students in an international university have a slight level of writing anxiety. Varying levels of writing anxiety were also found based on nationality and locality. Findings from the sorting activity indicated that their writing anxiety feelings have changed over a 2-week time frame due to specific situations in class. Interview results have corroborated the situation-specific nature of writing anxiety. Implications for teaching writing were also discussed in this presentation. The background of the study is foreign language anxiety is a situation-specific anxiety when associated with learning a foreign language. This is related to the native emotional reaction of the learners towards foreign language acquisition. Numerous studies on foreign language anxiety proposed by Horwitz and Co. were conducted in EFL and ESL contexts and classrooms. Findings have claimed the debilitative effect of foreign language anxiety onto language performance, motivation, speaking, listening, reading, and writing score. Such studies have yielded very interesting practical implication to English language teaching. For example, on how language teachers help minimize FLA's negative effects on English learning. In a study investigating the types and level of anxiety by Min and Rahman, focus was on engineering students' writing anxiety. They reported that most of the participants had a higher level of English writing anxiety than those at intermediate and advanced levels. Likewise, Rahim and Hayas tried to find out the connection between students' anxiety in writing essay tasks and their choice to do the writing task. They concluded that the students' writing anxieties affect their choice of doing writing tasks in English in a facilitating or debilitating way. Similar to the other studies which have been cited so far, Shang measure the level of second language writing anxiety of students. The author also investigated the cause of writing anxiety together with students' perceptions, their preferred learning styles, and the effects of writing anxiety on their writing performances. It was reported in the study that there was a high level of second language writing anxiety among Chinese students. However, very limited studies were done on language anxiety among international university students in Thailand. Writing anxiety Related issues have been a great concern to language researchers all over the world. However, such an important issue has not been adequately searched and discussed in an EFL context. To the best of our knowledge, there are few studies specifically reported foreign language writing anxiety in an international setting in the literature. For this reason, this study, with its pure EFL context and comparative overview, investigates the level of writing anxiety among international students of a private university and the change in level of anxiety, and the reasons for the change in the level of anxiety. The results of the study are significant in that it may shed light on foreign language writing anxiety problems. Moreover, the findings of the study can be used as a rationale for redesigning writing courses in foreign language. Bearing all these in mind, we will try to find answers to the following research questions. Stage 1. To what extent do students in an international university feel anxious in writing? Are there differences based on nationality and locality? Stage 2. Does the level of writing anxiety change over time? In stage 3, we looked at what are the reasons for the change in the level of writing anxiety. The methodology section, we looked at this study adopted 3-stage mixed method design. In the first stage, the writing anxiety questionnaire was sent to all the students in a private university in Thailand. The data was analyzed to know the level of writing anxiety among the participants. In the second stage, a sorting activity was held twice with students based on purposive sampling. The selected students were asked to sort some selected writing anxiety statements from the questionnaire. At least 12 of the writing anxiety statements were sorted, 3 random statements of strongly agree, 3 random statements of agree, 3 random statements disagree, 3 random statements of strongly disagree. However, the number of statements depend on their survey response. The sorting activity was conducted twice, and the second sorting activity was done 2 weeks after the first activity. In the third stage, an individual semi-structured interview was conducted to know why their anxiety changed over time. And instruments and data collection procedure. In stage 1, there was a survey questionnaires. Links were sent to students, and the students who met the criteria for the next stage were selected randomly. 4-point scale is preferred, so respondents can decisively answer each item in the survey. Stage 2, sorting activities. 3 random statements of strongly agree, agree, disagree, and strongly disagree were selected. A board was prepared with number 1 to 4, where 1 means strongly agree, 2 means agree, 3 means disagree, and 4 means strongly disagree. The statements were given to each student participant. Student placed each statement under the numbers and provided some reasons during the sorting activity. The researchers took note during the sorting activity. After the student has decided with the placement of the statement, the researcher conducted the semi-structured interview. In the second sorting activity, the similar process was followed. And about the data analysis, research question 1, to what extent do students in an international university feel anxious in writing? Are there differences based on nationality and locality? We use the survey questionnaire and use the descriptive statistics. And research question 2, for does the level of writing anxiety change over time? Q methodology, which is sorting method, was used, and a descriptive statistics was used. For the Research question 3, what are the reasons for the change? There was a semi-structured interview conducted and there was a coding of interviewers utilized. To know the extent of writing anxiety among the students, these are the 27 statements used in the survey. And we looked at the mean score, standard deviation and the interpretation. And the items, there are 27 items. Some of them are while writing in English, I'm not nervous. I feel my heart pounding when I write English composition under time pressure. And some of them, like while writing in English, I often worry that I would use expressions or sentence patterns improperly. This is considered to be one of the highest mean score among the results that we got. When we look at the results of the high writing anxiety provoking situations, statements like, I feel my heart pounding when I write English composition under pressure. While writing English composition, I feel worried if I know they will be evaluated. I often choose to write down my thoughts in English. While writing in English, I often worry that I would use expressions or sentence patterns improperly. Another statement, if my English composition is to be evaluated, I would worry about getting a very poor grade. My thoughts become jumbled when I write English compositions under time constraints. While writing in English, I often worry that the ways I express or organize my ideas do not conform to standard English. When we look at the mean score of this high writing anxiety provoking situations, we see here a few of these statements shows the highest writing anxiety situations. And all of them agree. And when we look at the low anxiety provoking situations result, here are a few statements. I do my best to avoid situation in which I have to write in English. I would not use English to write composition unless I have no choice. I'm afraid that the other students would make fun of my English composition if they read it. I don't worry at all about what other people would think of my English composition. I usually feel my whole body rigid or tense when I write my English composition. Whenever possible, I would use English to write composition. And we see here the low writing anxiety provoking situations. And here we also have the results of the difference of writing anxiety based on nationality and locality. When we look at this one, we see here, this is arranged according alphabetic order. Americans, they disagree. And we see the Brazilians strongly disagree. Cambodians agree. This is they agree, which means Cambodians, they show higher writing anxiety, while the Americans, Brazilians, they are not having much writing anxiety. And we see China showing 2.4, Filipino 2.52, Indians 2, Indonesians 2.22, Laotians 2.41, Malaysians 2.27, Burmese 2.6, Thais 2.61, and Togolese 2.04, and Vietnamese 2.67. Among these nationalities who were surveyed, we see that the Cambodians, Burmese, Thais, and Filipinos, and also Vietnamese, they have the writing anxiety, high writing anxiety, higher level of writing anxiety. When you look at whether the level of writing anxiety change over time, here are a few samples that we have taken, five of them, five students um, whose statements were uh, showing differences or the level of writing anxiety change over time. In the survey, I feel my heart pounding when I write English composition under time pressure. Betty shows, uh, Betty said she agreed. But in the first sorting, she is disagreeing. And in the second study, she says strongly agree, strongly disagree. So we see here there is a change for 1, 2, and 2, and 4, and 2. The next participant, the next Ollie. Here we see I do my best to avoid situation in which I have to write in English. We see this student showed 1 in the survey, and the second one first in the first sorting it she showed 2, and then and in the second sorting she put under number 3. So we see there is a level of anxiety, change in the level of writing anxiety over time. Does the level of writing anxiety change over time? And why does it change? When we look at the reasons, or is there a change? When we see, according to the survey and the first sorting, that it shows a change. And we also can see that, according to Betty, she says that when I can't create new idea, when I am given a new subject, I also have a problem with my grammar, which makes me feel that I can. And I get anxious, Leandra says that I get anxious when I am given a time limit. When they were asked about why it changed, it depends on the change of ideas or the time limit, or when there is the topic is new and the situation is it's not good, and also they feel they think about their outcome of their results. So I'm anxious about the performance and about public speaking. I also get nervous when the teacher is new. So these are some of the reasons we see that shows why the level of anxiety change over time. If we also see in that second sorting, Betty says, last time I felt that I am down or insecure about it, but today I felt a little higher state than which I chose. It is also because I realized that I can still write well in English composition under the time of pressure. In a nutshell, I think it depends on my confidence. So we see here the confidence level there. And Leandra, the level of anxiety is changed mostly because I fear that what I write do not conform to the standard of a certain format, and that I may miss out or add extra words or errors on accident from writing so quick. Otherwise, in formal circumstances, I would not worry so much. So I also see another student, Ollie, um, giving us a reason for the change of the level of writing anxiety, that I think I'm okay now if I am required to write in English, because I'm not yet started my exam, but I still a bit nervous. So this one shows the situation. Exam is ahead, no, but not yet. So another student, Rodrigo, I am comfortable speaking and writing in English, but the only moment I get nervous about it is under time constraints. Time constraint gets me really anxious, so exam time is a nightmare time. And another student by name Irish said that my level of anxiety changed because I have been exposed to oral presentation for the past few weeks. So these are some of the reasons why there's a change in the level of anxiety. As we looked at it, we see that their anxiety changes because of certain reasons. Mainly, we see here that their time and their situations, like they have already come across that subject, or they have known the teacher who is not very strict with words, or some things can also bring changes in the level of anxiety. Getting into the discussion part, or possible reasons why writing anxiety exists in an international university in Thailand. They express that the limited vocabulary or high expectation of the outcome, unfamiliar topics, and time constraint made them feel more anxious. Some examples from students' responses are presented below. While writing words can be a big problem, I have to choose appropriate academic words to write well-developed paragraphs. Another example, I must be more careful about grammar. Sometimes nothing comes to my mind due to the topic. I think there should not be a limitation about topic. Next example, generally I feel nervous while writing because of time. There is limited time to write essay in exams. I usually become stressful about what to write. I feel like my mind stopped. On the other hand, if subject is something that I'm interested in, it really makes me amuse. I sometimes feel anxious because I have to hand it on time. I don't want to feel humiliated in front of the class. Sometimes I love writing a paragraph because the topic of the paragraph attracts me and I want to finish it at once. I can't find the words I need. I have difficulty in expressing myself. Another example, I can't express my thought because of the limited knowledge or structures. I'm never sure about the correct words and phrases while writing. Possible reasons why Thais and Cambodians have higher level of anxiety than other nationalities. This study found out that the proficiency of the Thais and Cambodians is one of the causes for their higher level of anxiety. Another reason is their lack of exposure to urban settings. And some of the examples from the responses are, I'm very limited to English vocabulary. I get confused with grammar. Sometimes I worry about my grade. I hardly speak to other nationalities. Continue the discussion. Some of the possible reasons of writing anxiety change. The reasons expressed by students are when the student is given familiar topic, or when there is a less expectation from the teacher about the outcome of the writing, or more choices are given. And here are some examples presented below. I have some knowledge about the subject or concept of writing. Another one, my teacher did not count this writing for our final grade, and so I did not worry about my writing. Next example, whenever there is a choice of the topic, I'm a bit relaxed. Whenever my teacher encouraged me, I'm a bit stress-free. And these are some of the possible reasons for writing anxiety to change, or the level of writing anxiety to change. Writing, our next step is writing the manuscript for the study. Do you have any suggestions? Thank you for listening.